We've noticed a change in this, haven't we?
What's important, I think, for us to really look at is consumer behavior.
That's how we react as humans. We want it fast, we want it now.
And if you're still using the same marketing tactics, the same messaging, the same approach to that consumer from 10 years ago, you're missing out.
The consumer out there is thinking, there might be a better alternative.
We've found the institutions, we've brought them together in one place. And all of a sudden, you're instantly going in with 6, 7 offers, telling the person who wants to sell their house that I have 6, 7 offers right now. Hey there, and welcome once again to another rousing episode of the Real Estate Consumer Shift. I am Jason Wells, and I am here with my good buddy and partner,
Tim Evans. Wellsy, what's going on? What's going on, man?
You know what? I am just glad that by the time most everybody is listening to this stinking election will be over.
Yeah, well, man, the commercials.
Can I just say that? By the time y'all are listening, it's not over right now. But by the time y'all are listening, it'll be done. Half the country has now got their house for sale, so some of y'all are really busy.
Hey,
some of you are really happy.
I have to listen to him, Jason, because this football season, BYU Cougars are 8-0. Yes, I know. And your alma maters.
Yes,
so
sir.
Maybe next time somebody would hang an L on
Number 9 in the country right now.
Number 9 in the country, looking to make the playoffs. So
yeah, I'm not going to jinx anything. I'm just going to say what we are now.
Hey, you got the Devils coming up.
Tomorrow will be what tomorrow is.
Well, you should beat us by all predictions because the Sun Devils issue was projected to be 16 out of 16 in the Big 12.
But they've done just fine.
I think we're 5-2,
yeah,
so we're not doing too bad.
Not too bad.
That game, we have to have a little lunch wager on that. But I'm looking forward to that. Family and everything's doing good.
Everybody is great. Thank you.
But you are right about these elections. It's interesting. It's just, man, a lot of advertising and noise out there, isn't it?
You know, it's interesting too because the housing market is in such tough straits right now. You would think there would be more discussion about it from the candidates. There is not. The reason is there's not really anything they can do to fix it. There's not like some kind of policy thing that either side can do that's going to all of a sudden, boom, there's more houses.
It's like
or make, even from an affordability standpoint, people can say, oh, well, yeah, they could do something with interest rates. Well, we've seen the Fed lowering the rates. It's not affecting the mortgage rate because those are short-term rates. It's about the bond yield, and the bonds and the stock market have an inverse relationship to one another. And so right now you see stock market's good and you see the bonds going up, right? Mm-hmm. That's why we're at, right now at the time of recording this, 7% interest rates.
And I would see those.
So there's not really much they can do right now, and that's why there's no talking about it.
Yeah, it's just, the real estate market's like the Phoenix freeways on the weekends. They're all shut down. It's all shut down, right?
Sure.
Are you guys experience that? Like, if you're in a major city, or if you're in LA, Atlanta, Houston, or do they shut the freeways down like they do in Phoenix on the weekends?
On the weekend when everyone wants to go somewhere.
I know you just stay. You just have to stay home.
Stay home.
Yeah, or you're gonna.
They should have been doing that in the summer here, where we want to stay home because it's so hot.
So with all this real estate stuff going on, like the freeway markets on the weekends, is there any side streets? Or tell us a little bit of hope, or let's paint the challenges first, I think, right?
I think there's power, Tim, I have found in just speaking the truth of what things are. And I think right now for agents, I know for the agents that I work with and talk to, it's a slog out there. It is tough. Homes aren't moving. Inventory is rising. You see that across the country. Inventory is rising. Even when they talk about this little like hope, like, oh, pendings are up. Percentage-wise, pendings are not anything that are going to move the needle, which means homes are sitting, sellers are getting frustrated. We actually had a conversation with one of our agents today in Tennessee. 5 months worth of supply. What that means is if no more houses came on the market as of today, it will take them 5 months
to get rid of them.
That's going to be the end of February. That's like the beginning of March before all those houses are gone.
And many cities are like that. Phoenix is running right around the four month.
Four, so yep.
Yeah, right around the 4s. And so, in your area, prospective areas, some markets are better than others, but we're hearing it across the board. Where there is tough times, there is opportunity, though. We have heard that from a few agents that they're doing quite well. They're busy. They've seized some market share out there. When sometimes people let off the gas, they're full throttle in it. Mm-hmm. So there is some hope out there, but let's paint some of the issues out there. We are a cash offer platform through cashoffers.pro. So, but what are you seeing, Jason, with some of the institutions, and what are you seeing some of the behavior patterns out there with where we're at today?
Well, believe it or not, the buying patterns of the institutions and the REITs and the iBuyers is much like a regular buyer. If inventory is going up and homes are sitting, they're not completely just running out to pounce on it because they have to turn around and sell that house.
Yes.
And so they're a little bit more selective right now, and they are still buying because they usually also have the ability to weather a few months based on their business models, whereas a home seller might not. A home seller may be like, I got to be out of here in 3 months, and you're telling me it could take me 5 or 6 months to sell this house. That's kind of a scary proposition for them. So knowing that the iBuyers right now, iBuyers, REITs, so collectively iBuyers, institutional and instant buyers, they are right now a little selective about what they're going to buy. We've just recently had hurricanes. We've had the 2 hurricanes.
Oh yeah, so there you go. National catastrophes, disasters, those things affect in Florida.
Right,
Yeah.
because it affects the turnaround time to be able to get a house back on the market. And that's what they're doing. They're buying it and they're going to put it back on the market.
Yes.
So they have to look at it from both sides. As things rise, they might be able to get a better deal on stuff, but they still also have to sit on it. What it means, though, that I think is important is that your sellers are under a great deal of stress and strain and weight and angst trying to get that, waiting for that home to sell. And what are you doing to make sure that it is getting sold?
Right.
I mean, besides it's on the MLS and I'm holding some open houses and I sent out some just listed, or I sent out some price reduction flag. Those are the standards.
You hope and pray it sells, and
Yeah.
that's the best you can do with what you have to work with. There are some other options within our platform, and we'll get into that later. But I think what we read in March was 2.7%. The home sellers, the home sellers before deciding would look at 2.7% offers. Well, actually, roughly about 3 offers before
they received 2. It was about 3 offers that they received, not 2.7%, but you just
average it.
Basically 2.7 offers on every home is what they were getting,
averaging.
Yeah,
which is pretty. That's a shocking number, and that was when the market was somewhat still pretty good before the NAR ruling and all of that.
Yeah, again, that was March before everything changed, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about
now
that.
Things have changed, and so I would say that number is going to be way north when they have the information reporting on that. I bet it would be up as high as 4 to 5 because sellers are looking for alternate solutions out there to move.
Yeah,
because they need to. There's something behind it, right?
Yep, and it's not always from a standpoint of pain. I think there's a lot of sellers right now who were not expecting when they listed 5 months ago. Think about what 5 months ago was. That was June.
Mm-hmm.
When they listed that they would still be waiting to sell their house. And so as a result, they start getting antsy. This time of year, they start thinking, well, maybe I need to pull it off and get through the holidays, and all of that starts going on. And that's just a lot, as you said before, there's a lot of noise and distraction out there. And as agents, part of our job is to limit and reduce, calm that noise and distraction. And the different ways we do that is by, of course, understanding our client's situation specifically. And so they may not be in a position where oh my gosh, I have to get this sold before the end of the year. Yet if they are, what you need to be doing is finding ways to get some offers. You need to be finding the active buyers in your area, institutional, REIT, iBuyer, local investor buyer. You need to be going and talking to these guys and gals, I guess, in persons, and find out what they would offer on your property. That's what you need to be doing and bringing these offers to your client. If they're in a position where they've got to get something sold here in the next 2 months, you got to get on it and find them these options. Yeah,
I think it's almost like I think real estate agents in their business, they do hang on to some traditional methods and things like that, which is perfectly fine. But with a unique market that comes along that has challenges, right? They have to pivot, right? There's some pivoting. And it's almost like being a GM. Like when you have a player or two going down, you have to You go out and find some other players, like a GM of a pro football team. I know I'm a big Cardinals fan, and our team front line, defensive line is decimated.
Right.
We're going to be coming to BYU to get some players or something. And maybe Jacob's pretty big boy. Maybe we get him in here or something. I don't know. Get him on the line. But you have to do some things to pivot, and you have to look for utility tools and options, because if you don't, what is the outcome is the same as everybody else is given, in that seller sitting there days on market collecting, and just absolutely ruining, deteriorating the price of the home.
Yep. And a lot of times what I have found as when I've had a listing that sat for a little bit is that my seller just needs a little bit of hope, a little bit of like, okay, there's something out there. There's something working. Even sometimes to understand, oh no, Jason is working for me. Right. And nothing does that better than being able to actually put some offers in front of them. Even if it's an offer they're not willing to accept right now, the fact that there is an offer in front of them, or if you can get a couple offers, why I was saying, go find these people in your area, that starts to calm them down. And they're like, okay, this can happen. We're going to be able to get it done. They start feeling really the security because they have a backup, right? If the timing doesn't get done, Jason has a plan for me to get out of this. And that was some of why we created the platform we did, was to be able to eliminate some of your need to run all over town and get those offers. Having offers to discuss, offers to strategize, strengthens your sales position.
It does. It is nice walking in 8-9 offers, and we've created an IOX type platform, immediate offer response, which is a lot different from the traditional sense, and the buyers that we have now have added into the platform. Buyers are looking for off-market properties, and they can make offers on the property. So we've created that environment. It's just not about cash, because I do know some folks been in their home we hear it, 20, 30 years. They got great memories. They've raised their family. They just don't want to sell it to a cold institution that's going to take and resell. It's like, I'd rather not sell it to an institution. But if you had a family that would buy it and live in the home, I'm open to that. Yeah. And now we have the ability, and what we've done with the platform has created that environment where buyers are now living in the platform and can offer on off-market properties. And you as the agent can collect the buyer. Yeah, and matter of fact, even add your buyer, if you want to explain a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, entirely. The idea with the buyer platform was to make it so that it's not just cash buyers, because who's going to buy your house? If we're helping the listing agent, that's who we want to help, is the listing agent. Yeah,
it's agent focus.
Help the listing agent and help them help their home seller. It's bring the buyers to them, give a place where the buyers can come. And funny thing about the buyer behavior is, even though inventory has gone up to 4 or 5 months in places, the buyer behavior hasn't changed. They're still looking at that house that's been on the market now for 2 months, 3 months, going, what is wrong with it? And the reality is there's nothing wrong with it. The market's just changed, but they haven't acclimated. So they still want to see things that are brand new, things that nobody else has seen.
Off-market properties. Yeah,
that's still what they're after, right? Yeah,
they're worried about missing out on a great deal. So, and we talked before this with Jay. We did not want this to be a sales pitch podcast. We're going to share with everybody, like, there's some doom and gloom still ahead of us, right? We have some relief for you if you want to look at it, cashoffers.pro. This isn't we don't want to be a sales pitchy podcast here, but I don't think this market is going to get any better. The outlook on it looks to be like we're in it for a long haul.
I think and that's where the power is in accepting, acknowledging what is reality. And the reality is it's a different market, okay? For some, it's tough. The way to overcome it from being tough is that you have to adapt. You have to be agile. The ones who have adapted really quick, who have made some of the adjustments and are focusing more on convenience and things, they're the ones who are seeing success. And I'm going to tell you right now, if a home is sitting on the market for 5 months, the best mofer making an offer for immediate response, or the best value proposition you can be putting out there, is the speed in which you get the homes sold. If they know that the market is sitting there for 5 months and you can say, I guarantee that I can have your home sold in 21 days.
Or I'll sell it for free. I won't charge you a fee. Is that a pretty good offer?
Is the phone going to ring? Are the emails going to flood in? I believe so, because You are speaking now to the fear point that the seller has of coming on the market, the pain point of the market, and you have a solution.
Yes. And get a pretty good offer for the home. That's the other thing, right? Is that when we did our stats, a lot of people think, oh, you're taking the home at 60% of value, right? You're just lowballing the heck out of it. No, that's further from the truth. Our offers are averaging 92.6% of market value. I mean, once you take the fees out, if you did a transition, just a traditional sale, you're almost right there in title fees.
The net's the same.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And even the agents get paid. Many times get paid twice, and because you'll turn around and sell it how we have it structured. So there is some good hope and some good light. Mm-hmm. But with the market, and with what we have going on with the stock and the bond, I don't see these rates. I think that's been a big piece of it.
Yeah.
Coming down.
Right now, what it's going to take to get things back is a big push from the government again to do quantitative easing. They are not interested in doing quantitative easing. If you don't know what that is, Google it. But they did it for like a decade, and that's why the interest rates were so artificially low, was because of the quantitative easing. That's not coming back anytime soon. Thank goodness, because it would take some kind of a bad happening in the economy to trigger that. So the cost benefit of that is really probably not what most want to have happen. The reality, though, if you are selling a house, if you're the listing agent, speak to that pain of speed. Also, if you are looking to work with more buyers, make sure they know that you have access to off-market properties. You should be gathering up from people who are thinking that they're going to sell, that this list of pre-qualified sellers that you can talk to your buyers about and say, I have a list of pre-qualified sellers that if you're interested in, once you sign my employment agreement, I can let you see these. We should be doing that as agents. That's what you should be doing. Those are the ways that you address, speak to, and fix those pain points for the consumer.
Absolutely. And it is tough out there. We're seeing it. We're hearing some agents, definitely struggle out there. And there is nice when we do come across them and we can give them a great platform, great utility tool to go change an outcome, right? Yep. That's what it's all about is, are you changing the outcome? Can you guarantee an outcome, mm-hmm. right? Can you say, hey, we can sell your home in 13 days or 21 days or whatever it is. If you want to move, we can do it. And we can do it pretty close to market value. Is that something you're interested in, Mr. Seller?
Yes. Right?
Yes. And the buyers and all the other pieces that we have into it.
When you have the buyers, then you can deliver on that. You don't have to be afraid of making that guarantee when you have the buyer supply to be able to make the offers. Whether they accept the offer or not as a seller, well, that's on them. Your job is to bring them the potential offers that would allow them to get the home sold in those 13 or 21 days or 30 days or whatever it is you decide to do.
Right. You made good on your offer. You made good on your claim. Yep. So it's been a great podcast. Hang in there. It's probably not going to get better. I just don't see like a magic wand being waved, but this will definitely, the cream will rise to the top in this. We always see this in these kind of markets. And this is when a lot of great agents make a lot of money.
Yes,
because they've figured out how to pivot, right?
Yep.
So if you haven't pivoted, haven't done that, you need to really look at that and you need to explore the options out there, right? I would say.
I completely agree with you, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jason, take us down.
Well, everybody, thanks for joining us again for the Consumer Real Estate Shift. We'll catch you next time. Until we see you, think different.